Sleep challenges with age. Dawn, your natural hormone balancing specialist here on my second tip on how to get a good night's sleep. Now tonight we're going to talk a little bit about food and hormones and how we can prepare ourselves for a good night's sleep. Okay, we know certain things, and eating a balanced diet is always going to be best. It's going to be best for us for exercise, for cognitive awareness during the day, to help us to sleep better. So obviously we know that fruits, vegetables, fiber, protein, fat, all that stuff is going to help balance us out. But let's talk a little bit more specific, okay? Because we already know that. Sugar is a stimulant, so you want to watch having sugar close to bed. Now, if you're on a diet, you're going to be watching sugar anyway. Sugar is bad for a million reasons. We're not going to get into that now. But you're going to want to watch having sugar, because I never thought of it. If I just have a sugary snack before bed, I'm going to let myself go tonight. It's not that big of a deal. I don't eat sugar that much. It stimulates me. So I know I'm very sensitive to it. So I'm sure other people are the same thing. But caffeine, oh my gosh, you do not want to see me on caffeine. I don't even go near caffeine. But a lot of people, they drink caffeine, and literally caffeine can affect you for 7 hours. So there's people like, oh, I can drink, a double espresso from Starbucks and I can still fall asleep. You're not getting into a deep enough sleep, and it's still not good. But for me, I know I'm super sensitive, but 7 hours. So if you drink some coffee in the morning, a little bit of coffee mid-afternoon, that's fine. But there's so many good coffee substitutes. I like one called Dandy Tea, and it's a thick brown coffee powder substitute. You can get it through Amazon. And I put creamer in it, stevia. It's delicious because I can't drink coffee at all. But anyway, for other people, stopping caffeine is going to help you get into a deeper sleep. And if you're dependent on caffeine, that's probably because of issues with your hormones and adrenal exhaustion, and that goes a little beyond the scope of this video. But that's something you really need to consider. Stopping caffeine, stopping sugar, alcohol, right? The next thing. You're going to have alcohol, you want a little wine with dinner. Do not have it late at night, because it's going to cause blood sugar to go up and then crash, just like sugar would. And that's going to cause you to be stimulated to maybe not be able to sleep, but also it's going to cause you to wake up in the middle of the night. And we're going to talk about staying asleep. So it's important that you fall asleep, but also staying asleep. So sugar, we want to eliminate later at night. Caffeine, stop 7 hours ahead. Alcohol, maybe have it with your dinner. Now, let's say you're like, well, I'm at a wedding, Dawn. I'm dancing. I'm having white cake with with the flour, and the blood sugar is going to be messed up because of that. But I'm also going to have some wine. Okay, here's what you do. If you're going to do that, we understand that happens at times. Have a protein shake before bed. At Be Balanced, we have one that's called Total 5, and it's got 5 different plant-based proteins in it. Protein shake, a little bit of maybe almond milk, coconut milk if you're dairy sensitive. I like a little stevia in mine. You don't need to add fruit. You're going to bed. We don't need more energy. But also adding some MCT oil, medium chain triglyceride oil, MCT. You can find it a lot of places. We have a pure one at Be Balanced. Add that in, and doing that after you have the wine and the sugar, it'll help give protein and fat and some fiber to stabilize your blood sugar, so your blood sugar doesn't fall and cause you to wake up at night. Okay, so it's one thing to fall asleep. We're going to be getting into that in a couple of the videos here, and we're going to talk about that a little bit as we move on. But staying asleep is important. So when you have a rise and fall in blood sugar due to alcohol, caffeine, sugar, it's going to cause you to wake up. And a lot of women in my age group will wake up with a hot flash or night sweat, and then they're up for like an hour and they feel terrible. So those are some things you can do as far as your diet. Then some other things is to have like a nice cup of herbal tea, like chamomile tea is usually a good one. There's a good honey chamomile tea that I got. Chamomile's a little boring, I add stevia to it, but honey chamomile actually has a little bit of the honey crystals in it, and I believe that's celestial seasoning. So having a little bit of tea before bed, that's going to be good. The other thing is magnesium. We have Vital Mag, a full spectrum magnesium at Be Balanced. It's always good to get supplements that are third-party tested, and that's what all ours at Be Balanced are. But a magnesium is going to relax the muscles, just relax your whole body and mind, and a full spectrum is really going to do that. Also, it can help bring a little fluid into the intestines to help you have a nice bowel movement in the morning, which is another perk. But magnesium, you can get it in a powder form. A lot of times people don't feel like doing that, so we just have it in capsules. But drinking magnesium before bed, that's going to be wonderful. But the last most important thing as a natural hormone balancing specialist, I'm going to tell you, is using a natural progesterone cream. What does progesterone do? It stabilizes blood sugar so it doesn't fall in the middle of the night. So this will support you too if you had a little wine or a little bit of cake right at your wedding. It's going to help as well. Progesterone also helps increase GABA. It's like a natural benzodiazepine, a natural Xanax. Just calms the mind. It balances out estrogen. What does estrogen do? It's excitatory, it's stimulatory. Progesterone is soothing and relaxing, so it balances that out. Most women, as you know from my videos and what I do, are estrogen dominant, and that causes weight gain, issues with mood, sleep, everything. So progesterone, bringing that up is super important. So these are some basic things. You're using a progesterone cream. Ours goes transdermal, goes right in the system, relaxes you. You're having your herbal tea. We're going to talk about some other rituals in my next video, but you're not doing too much caffeine, too much sugar. You're watching the alcohol, and all these things come together to get your body physiologically relaxed for a good night's rest, so that the next morning you wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. At Be Balanced, we take the guesswork out of women's weight loss and wellness, and sleep is an important part of that. So if you're interested in more, we can give you a free consultation at BeBalancedCenters.com.